Hello everyone, my name is Lalit Soni and you are watching InNews by Drishti IAS. In this video, we'll be talking about the plastic pollution. This is a global crisis wherein there was a report which says that India is one among the largest contributor to this kind of pollution. In this video, we'll be seeing that what this report is saying, what are the outcomes of this particular study, and then we'll try to look at the various patterns as well. So let's start. The point of discussion in this video will be, first we'll go through the news, then we'll be talking about the overview of India's plastic pollution. We'll go through certain data and we'll try to understand that what kind of problem we are facing right now. After that, we'll be seeing the problem of unmanaged waste. We'll be seeing what is managed waste, then we will be seeing what is unmanaged waste. Okay. Then global north-south divide in the plastic pollution. We'll be seeing how developing countries and developed countries are actually contributing to plastic waste and what kind of gap is there. Then we'll be moving to the next part, that is treaty negotiations on plastic pollution. There is one treaty which is being negotiated. There are certain, you can say, debates which are going around. We'll be talking about that. Then we'll be talking about the criticism of this particular study that has been published in a paper, that is Nature. Okay, and industry's response to this particular report, and in the end there will be a practice question for you. Okay, so let's start with the news. As I told you, there was this study which is published in the Nature last week, revealing that India accounts for 1/5 of the global plastic pollution. That is 20% of the global plastic pollution is contributed by India. Okay, so that has been published in that particular report. Now talking about the overview of India's plastic problem, we'll be seeing certain data which was published in that particular study. Here you can say a study published in Nature found that India contributes 1/5 of the global plastic pollution, which we have just seen, that is 20%. Then India burns 5.8 million ton of plastic annually and releases 3.8 million ton of plastic into environment as debris. Okay, now here when we see 5.8 million ton of plastic is burned regularly in India every year. Okay, then out of that you will be seeing 3.8 is being entering into the environment as debris. That is something which is causing problem or the causing pollution to the environment. Okay, that is one thing. Moving further, you will be seeing the total contribution, that is 9.3 million tons of the plastic pollution that has been, you can say, contributed by India, exceeding the previous estimates. And now if we talking about the international sphere, whereas there are various countries like Nigeria, Indonesia, China, these are contributing far less. Over here you will be seeing that 3.5 million ton, and we are actually going for the total contribution, if we see, that is 9.3 million ton. Okay, then moving further, you will be seeing that Indonesia is contributing 3.4 million ton and China is contributing 2.8 million ton, and India is having the highest contribution over here. Now if we see what is the problem of unmanaged waste. Okay, there are two kind of waste. One is your managed and second is unmanaged. Okay, when we talk about the managed waste, that is basically the one which has been collected by the authorities and then processed. Okay, so here you will be seeing it is collected by the municipal bodies and either recycled or sent to landfills. Okay, so this is when we are talking about the waste which has been managed, that is your managed waste, and how it will be managed by the proper authorities. Okay, then unmanaged waste, which is not been collected properly, which is scattered here and there. Here you will be seeing, including the burnt plastic in uncontrolled fires. Okay, this is the kind of plastic which is burned here and there, and this is under the uncontrolled fire. This is not properly managed, releasing toxic gases like carbon monoxide, unburnt debris, polluting ecosystem from Mount Everest to Mariana Trench. So basically here they are saying that when we talk about the unmanaged waste, that is the problem, because ultimately if it is you can say burnt in the uncontrolled condition, then it might go for the release of gases which are harmful for your ecosystem. Okay, so from the, you can say, points like Mount Everest, if we talk about the Mount Everest, there is a lot of plastic problem, because when people go over there, they scatter these water bottles, etc., wrappers, etc., over there. So this problem is we are facing this problem in the Mount Everest areas till that is the highest of the world, and when we talk about the Mariana Trench, that is the lowest of the world. Okay, So plastic pollution is actually harming the ecosystem, even in the marine ecosystem as well as the lithospheres. Okay, so that is about your unmanaged waste. Here you will be seeing this study is saying that there is 251 million ton of plastic waste which is generated globally every year. Okay, so out of this 200 million ton nearly is managed, and when we talk about the other, that is 52.1 million ton, that is a fifth, is emitted into environment as unmanaged waste. Okay, now this 52 million tons, that is basically unmanaged waste, and that is causing problem. Now out of this unmanaged waste, 43% is unburnt plastic debris. Okay, and rest is basically burnt plastic in dump sites or the local areas. Now this unmanaged burnt plastic is something which will, because of the improper combustion, there will be chances that they will be going for the you can say environment damaging gases will be there in the ecosystem. Okay, so that is the problem when we are talking about the unmanaged waste. Okay, now moving further, global north south divide. Now if we are talking about the problem of pollution, most of the time you will be seeing that most of the industrial activities has been done in the developed countries, but they are not responsible for the plastic problem because they are managing their waste. Okay, now if we talk about the generation of the plastic or the production of the plastic, use of the plastic, the developed countries or the global north countries are doing it as much as the global south countries, but they are managing it because they are advanced countries. They have the resources, they have the management skills, they have the technologies, and that is why they are managing it. And considering that, they are not contributing to the pollution as much. But when we are talking about the countries which are polluting the ecosystem with respect to the plastic pollution, these countries are basically, you can say, Southern Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa and Southeastern Asia. So mostly you will be seeing that these countries are basically based in India and African continent, and these are developing countries. Okay, so here you will be seeing that the study highlights a significant global north-south divide. Okay, when we talk about the north, these are your developed countries, developed or industrial countries, and when we talk about the south, these are the developing countries. Okay, and mostly these developing countries are there in South Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa and Southern Asia, Southeastern Asia, and these are contributing highest emission of plastic waste. Okay, now talking about the high income countries or the developed countries, here you will be seeing that they generate more plastic waste, but not among the top polluter because they are going for the waste management. Okay, moving further, 69% of the global plastic pollution comes from 20 countries, none of which are high income countries. Top 20 polluter countries, when we are talking about, these are contributing 69% of the pollution. These are, none of them are from the high income countries. Okay, now in the global south, open burning is the main source of the plastic pollution, except in the sub-Saharan Africa where uncontrolled debris is dominant. When we talk about the global south or the developing countries, mostly they go for the open burning. When you go for the open burning, there are various gases which are released in the ecosystem, and these can be harmful for the ecosystem. Okay, when we talk about the sub-Saharan Africa, they are going for the, you can say, uncontrolled debris. That means you will be seeing that the plastic will be accommodated over the lithospheres here and there. There is no process like burning the you can say plastic or landfills, etc., etc. Okay, in contrast, uncontrolled debris is the primary source of pollution in the global north. When we talk about the global north, the uncontrolled you can say plastic is the problem because whatever they can manage, they are managing it. Okay, whatever you can say plastic they are generating, they are trying to manage it, and whatever uncontrolled plastic is there, that is a part of problem for them too. Okay, but still they are not as big a contributor to the plastic problem. Moving further, treaty negotiations on the plastic pollution. There are these ongoing treaty pollution, you can say treaty negotiations which are going on in the UN Environment Assembly. Okay, and this treaty, if they go further with it and they come up with this particular treaty, and there are talks that this treaty will be legally binding. If it happens, then after Paris Agreement, this will be a very significant step in the fight against the climate change as well as the pollution. Okay, moving further, you will be seeing diverging opinions on the plastic pollution. So here there are two opinions. One, that this is the problem of waste management. Okay, there is one side which is saying that the plastic pollution is the problem of waste management, And then there is this side which is saying that this is not just a problem of management, this is problem of production as well. Okay, the kind of production you are going for, this is too much, and ultimately this is causing the harm. Okay, here you will be seeing fossil fuel producing countries and industrial groups consider it a plastic pollution as a waste management issue. On the other hand, EU, European Union, and African countries advocates for phasing out the single-use plastic and curbing the production. Okay, they are saying that there is this study which is saying that 1% increase in the production leads to 1% increase in the pollution. Okay, that means that that is directly proportional, and it signifies that the increase in the production is leading to the pollution as well. Okay, so these are the two different you can say viewpoints on which debate is going on with respect to the treaty negotiations. Okay, if they come through with this, then this particular treaty, which is legally binding, that will be a significant step after the Paris Climate Agreement. Okay, moving further, criticism of the study. When we look at this study has talked about the waste management. They have said that uncontrolled waste is basically the problem, unmanaged waste is the problem. Okay, so basically they are saying that if waste is managed, then that problem might decrease. So they are focusing on mostly on the, you can say, waste management issue, and they are overlooking the need for upstream production cuts. They are not advocating that there should be production cuts. Okay, and this is specifically the reason industry is having a positive response toward this particular study, because since they are saying that this is a problem of waste management and they are not talking about the production cut, so it is in the favor of you can say industry, and that is why industry is supporting this study. Okay, so this is about the study which was published in the Nature. We have talked about it, we have seen what kind of problem we are facing, what whether it is a waste management problem or the production related problem. So we have dealt with the you can say overall picture of plastic pollution. So with that, we'll be moving to the practice question. Which region are highlighted as having a highest emission of plastic waste? North America and Europe, Southern Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa and Southeastern Asia, Australia and New Zealand, Arctic and Antarctic region. Okay, so you can attempt this question, answer to me in the comment box. With that, I would like to take your leave. If you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel. Have a nice day. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.